Hey guys, and welcome to a new video series and a new video format that we're going to start, in which I'm going to break down and explain different trading indicators and different candlestick setups and different just basics of trading, and all of the different things that you can get from these and the different things you can do from them. So these are going to be fairly short, and let's just go through the first basic one. Let's just get right into it, where we'll go right here. You can see trading indicators explained with me. So the first one we're doing, it's right on the title here. Let's go back, is the SMA, right? The simple moving average. It's on a lot of people's charts. It's something you'll see that's very, very commonly used. So we're going to talk about how it's built, what it means, what it doesn't mean, and the math behind all of this. And then, how you can take something like this, if you're interested in these indicators, and pull them in your trading going forward. So step one is the math, right? The math of a simple moving average is incredibly simple, right? You're taking the move over X amount of days, and then you're dividing it by that same number. So, right, take the sum of, for a 10-period moving average, take the last 10 closing prices, add them together, divide them by 10. That's the value of your 10 SMA, right? So one of the points of these video series is I want to demystify these things and show you the actual math behind them. So you can say, oh, there's no magic to any of these things. They are simply this, right? So a simple moving average is simply that. What is the average price traded over the past 10-day period? So charting with trade ideas, and we'll zoom over into trade ideas into a second, and I'll just kind of show you a little bit more about it. But you can plot 10 SMAs or any period SMA you want, and you can actually scan with some moving averages, which is something that I will show you. I'll show you as well. So SMA is very simple. It's even in the name. You can see I just have a black line on this chart, and this is just representing the SMA that I have for this particular chart, which is Pack B. So what are one ways to use SMAs? One is a cross or support resistance, right? So what you would do is you would essentially buy when the price crosses a moving average. So one is right here, and another one is right here where I denote it, right? You would buy as price crossed above the moving average, and then you would sell as price crosses below the moving average. Another way you can do, which is noted also in this chart, is they can act as support and resistance. So right here, you can see this moving average acted as bit as support. So it gave you another instance to buy. And then if that support no longer holds, it tells you probably time to get out. Another way is with the moving average crossover. So you plot more than one moving average onto a chart, and you buy as a moving average crosses the other one. So you buy when the shorter term moving average, which you can see here on Apple, crosses the longer term. It happened right here, the blue line being the shorter one and the orange being the longer one, and then told you to sell right here. And same with here, there's a sell signal right here. So you would have sold in this area, and then you would have bought around here, and then you would have sold again around here. Worked very good in this instance, right? And that is it for the presentation. So let's get into the chart. So here's a chart of Apple. We're going to switch around a couple charts here. And this is the same chart with the same averages that are on there from here, and you can see across here and then across here. That makes sense. And if the stock is a trending stock, like we all know Tesla is right now, these moving averages seem to work, right? Where you'd had a cross here and you would still be long the stock. But now if we take something that's not trending, now let's take something that's even choppier. Lowe's has been great. CNX. There we go. You can see how in choppy markets, this type of strategy, both using the moving average as support and resistance, and using a moving average crossover underperforms, right? Long here, that'd be good, and then a short here, that'd be a decent out. But then again, you're selling here, and then you're buying right here, and then you're selling here, and then you're buying right here. So you can see a lot of chop through this action, right? A lot of break-even positions. So if you're going to implement some sort of moving over average crossover system, or you're going to implement moving averages support resistance, it's very important to get on the trend of the stock. So how would I scan for this within trade ideas? So for example, let's do this. Let's go into the indicators, and we're going to remove this, and then we're going to add in, if we right click and we add an indicator, and let's just click an SMA. Goes a little bit off the screen there, but that's fine. Mine's going to look a little different from yours, but you can see it plots an SMA in there. And if I edit this SMA and I say, let's make this a 200 period moving average, which is something a lot of institutions use. You can see the 200 period moving average here on CNX, again, as support here and as support here, right? Decent little plays would be to see if it holds a support and buy it as it leaves support, and with a stop under support. But again, how do we scan for them? So let's go into tools, and let's make a new top list. Or actually, let's just do an alert window, and I'll show you all of the different ways you can do moving averages. So we'll start this from scratch, and we'll go in and take a look at moving average. So you can see all of these filters and alert are all of the different things that you can scan when it comes to moving averages. There's a lot here, a lot of comparison of moving averages, a lot of break of moving averages, things like this. But if, for example, I just wanted stocks that are crossing below the 200-day, I can add in this alert, and I will get a symbol list of, or an alert window of stocks like SON here. You can see it is hitting its 200-day moving average. So let's see what else would have come through today. You can see a lot of symbols. I have no filter on this, right? This is blocking below its moving average. Right here, just broke below its 200-day. Let's make sure we're on today. UUU, it's hitting its 200-day. So you can see how you can use trade ideas in correspondence with this indicator to make sure that you're coming up with these more systematic approaches. And that's what we're going to talk about in this series. It's going to be, again, the short video format of this is a type of indicator, a type of candlestick pattern, some sort of trading indicator, a volume, what have you. And this is how you can scan for it. This is how you can use it. This is some uses for it. There are traders out there who do a great job of just finding stocks, for example, that are just hitting these moving averages and then use them, again, support resistance. They use them in moving average crossovers and all of these different things, and they have a really good time doing it. So if you're looking for a way to kind of come up with a systematic type of trading approach, maybe this is something that you can consider. Now, just for my own opinion, and then how do I use moving averages? So for myself, I don't use indicators to enter trades, but what I do use indicators for, and what I do use moving averages for especially, is trailing stops. So if I buy a stock, and I buy a stock because I think it's going to move higher, I will use the moving average as a trailing stop to move my stop loss under that moving average. And by the way that the math works that we've gone over, you can see that as the price moves for you, the stock is going to be always on top of that moving average. And then eventually, when it breaks, that would cause the moving average to coil over. It's not a perfect system, and none of these things will be, but it is a simple way to make sure that I'm involved inside of something that is moving in my direction on a consistent basis. When it stops moving in my direction, I exit, and then if it then turns and goes again, I can look to re-enter. But it's a way to keep me in the trend and to prevent me from selling that trend early. So again, I hope you like the format of this video. If so, leave a like, share it around. Fairly simple to make, so I'll try to continue to make more of those.